Welcome to Coach's Corner. It's the basketball wrap-up show for 2015-16, and Alan Hibler joins us, our boys coach. The Wildcats ended their season with a loss to Norman North on Friday night, and the curtain falls on a season that had some up and downs. The last part of the season, Coach, some state championship teams, and then some of the doing our part kind of came into a pretty good losing streak there that I know you would have liked to have been able to snap, but there were a lot of reasons why.
Well, we played a lot of good teams down the stretch. I mean, we played Tulsa Memorial late. They've been number one in 5A all year. The odds-on favorite to win a second state championship in a row this year. They've got a very, very good basketball team. We finished our season with Norman North. They're the number 2 ranked team in Class 6A right now. They've got a very, very good team. I mean, 3 Division I prospects on it, and maybe the best basketball player in the state of Oklahoma. Maybe the best that the state of Oklahoma's seen in a long, long time. And a young man named Trey Young. I thought we did a tremendous job against him. We held him 19 points. I mean, he's had some 50 and 60-point outbursts this year and things, but they've got a couple other kids. Marcus Dixon won. He's a Division I type guard, and they had a kid named Cameron Martin inside that's getting some Division I offers. Just a very good team. I thought we played very well. We just couldn't score enough points. They just had too many weapons for us, and we did a good job of defending them and things, but they hit some tough shots. I mean, there was 5 3-pointers they hit with guys hanging on them in the first half. I mean, just big time shots. So the kids worked hard all year. They competed hard all year, and hopefully we can find some positives and we can go out of this and continue to build through our off-season program.
Coach, you mentioned the Memorial game and the Norman North game, and if you just read the scores and look at how the games go, people may not realize that, but those 2 games I thought were 2 of the better games we played this year. And again, the scores don't reflect that, but when you're playing with basically 2 seniors and then just trying to get chemistry with the other 3 on the court and come off the bench, this team struggled a lot this year. But in those 2 particular games where you really were probably the heaviest of underdogs, you played 2 of your better games this season.
Well, our juniors and sophomores did a good job this year. I mean, they were thrown into the fire early, and they made a lot of strides, a lot of progress. Some of them, shot the ball better than they had as the year went on. Made some strides defensively and in the ball handling department and things. So, they did some really good things as the season progressed, and hopefully through the off season, like I said, we can build on those and things. But the thing is, you want to try to get a little better each and every day in practice and with each and every game and things. And sometimes the scores are not indicative of the fact that you are getting better. And our kids did get better throughout the year. I mean, we've still got a lot of work to do heading into the future and things. And we'll get back on when we go here to off season. We won't have a lot of kids in the gym, but the kids we have in the gym, we're going to get after it, and we're going to try to get some things done. One of the things we always preach to our kids is that players that work on the little things get better little by little. I've got a friend that has coached for 48 years, and that has always been one of his sayings, and it's absolutely true. We're going to encourage our kids that are going to different sports, to find 20 minutes a day. I mean, in 20 minutes a day, you can get 200 shots up a day. It takes about a minute to get 10 shots. So, in 20 minutes, you can get 200 shots up. 10 minutes, you're getting 100 shots up. And, it doesn't necessarily have to be in a gym. I mean, it can be outside on a basketball court, just anywhere, because you're working on the little things. You're working on your shot each and every day. So, we're really encourage that, for those kids to try to find 20 minutes a day. I mean, just if you shot 200 shots from now until the start of basketball season next October 1st, just think how many shots you're going to shoot. I mean, you're talking 30 days, and you're talking 30 times 200. I mean, all of a sudden there, you've thrown up 6,000 shots in 30 days. That's a lot of shots. So, that's one of the things that we're really going to try to emphasize to our kids, that, you've got to find time, even though you're playing soccer, you're playing baseball, or, next fall you'll be into football, possibly cross country and things like that. Just find some time to get in the gym or get in the driveway with a basketball in your hand. Each and every year we tell our kids that it's nothing's ever personal. I mean, we're all trying to win games. I mean, I promise you, nobody wants to win more than the coaches want to win. And it's nothing personal. It's strictly business. We want to put the best kids we can on the court, and what they do in practice and things, and what they do through the summer program and different things all weighs into that. So. It's a constant evaluation process, which will start from, this week, now that the season's over, until we get into the season next year. And then, of course, it continues every day during the season. So, it's very important that we get in here and we get some work done, and we try to make ourselves better basketball players. And, that will be the aim of the off-season program.
Boys coach Alan Hibler, our guest, this season coach had an ebb and flow to it as well. Right after we came back from the Ada tournament, where we played really good basketball, you lost one of your key players for the rest of the season. And I'm not sure that you ever found the right or proper chemistry once Bryce went down with a season-ending injury. It was always kind of a struggle when it looked like maybe the team was coming together.
Well, we did play really well at the Ada tournament. I mean, we played 3 quality teams. This week, Ada will play in the game to go to the state tournament at the Class 4A level. It's a very good Ada team. We beat them by 16, and then we lost a close one to Durant. And they will play in an area championship this week to go to the state tournament, have 2 chances to get in. And then, of course, we finished up with Choctaw with an overtime victory, a team that had beat us earlier at the Hera tournament. A very good run right there. And, then Bryce went down with that season-ending injury, and, we just never seemed to be able to find the chemistry that we had coming out of the Ada tournament. And, we might have had more starting lineups than we've ever had in my career here. I mean, we started a number of different kids looking for that chemistry throughout the year, and we kind of found it in stretches, but as a whole, from game to game, it just wasn't quite there. And sometimes that's what happens when you take an individual out with a season-ending injury and things. But we'll go back to work. I mean, I know this from 30 plus years of coaching, nearly 400 games that we've won and things. Nobody loses sleep over other people's kids like coaches do. I mean, we lose, and, thank goodness I've got a good wife. A lot of times at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm awake watching film, trying to figure out how are we going to get better? What do we need to do to change things and different things like this? I mean, so, it's a long, grueling season as you try to figure these things out. And, there's always stuff to be looked at, always stuff to be worked on. And, this off season, we'll get into those things, and we'll get to work, and hopefully we can get a little better before the next season. This is, as far as us becoming better basketball players, this is the time it has to happen right now. Basically from March through next October is when individuals have to improve, because all these fundamentals, we can't get 200 to 300 shots up in practice every day with every kid in the gym. If we have 20 kids and we're trying to get 200 shots up a day with every kid in the gym, we're talking 4,000 shots. And that's, you don't have time to work on everything else that you need to work on as far as team concepts on the offensive end, the defensive end, and things. You allot a certain amount of time. For like us, we allot an hour to fundamentals every day. So we've got about an hour of fundamentals, and then we have about 30 minutes of half court and offense and defense, and another 30 minutes of full court offense and defense, somewhere in that range. But, it's just impossible to get that many shots up and get all the ball handling that you need to get in that hour of fundamental things. Because not only you have to work on your ball handling, you got to work on your shot. You got to work on your passing. You got to work on defensive fundamentals. And I mean, there's just so many things that have to be worked on. So it's very important that, right now during this off-season time, that, they find time to get out there and work on their own. I mean, it's simple to do. I mean, I grew up in a school where they didn't open the gym in the summer. I never played a summer league basketball game in my life. I never went to a team camp in my life or anything. I went on and was fortunate enough to play 4 years of college basketball. But, I played in a football school, and our basketball coaches were football coaches. And you didn't play in the summer because you was getting ready for football season. So if you wanted to play, you talked to basketball coach letting you into the gym, or you played outside on the playground. And, we didn't have summer leagues and things back then. So, it can be done. It's a commitment type of thing. And, that's what we need our kids to buy into, and that's what we're going to emphasize through the off season.
As we did these games this year, I can't remember a ball game where just about everybody that you took to a game didn't play. You started a number of different lineups. If a kid didn't start, he was in there pretty quickly. I would imagine there weren't many halves where everybody didn't get a chance to play. So what these players can do. They've got to elevate those expectations next year, don't they?
Yeah, they have got to get better, and there's no way to do that except through work. We tried to give, we have a lot of kids that are kind of right there, kind of the same. They bring some different things to the table. It may be they're a better defensive player than they are offensive player, or vice versa. Their strength may be ball handling. Some of them, their strength may be shooting the ball and different things. But just trying to find that perfect blend. And we played some teams that played a lot of kids. Okima was one of them. They played a lot of kids and played them early. Choctaw played a lot of kids and different things. And we looked throughout the year, just giving kids opportunities to show what they could do in a game-like situation. Practice is one thing. Games are a little bit different, because in practice it's just you and them, and you can stop it and you can teach and do what you need to do at that time. But in a game-like situation, you can't do that. There's crowds in the stands. The pressure's at a higher level and different things. So, lots of things to be worked on, and we're going to try to work on them and try to get better. And you can't ever fault any kid if they're working and they're trying to get better. And if they're doing that and they're competing, that's the kind of things that we're looking for.
Kind of wrapping things up, I didn't realize it, but your 5 seniors scored all your points. I didn't realize that until I read it in the newspaper on Sunday, but it was kind of ironic and really a good fitting that you knew a couple of guys would score most of your points, but Rubidoux had his best game for you, and then a couple of the other seniors that didn't play a lot, they got a chance and got in there and scored as well. So I guess in kind of a fitting final game, your 5 seniors scored all of your 50 points.
Yeah, they did, and and we scored the ball pretty good. I mean, the kids played hard and they competed in things, and Norman North's just really, really good. I mean, they're a team that you could look at to say they've got a realistic chance to win it all. They've added a key cog that they didn't have against us, that came back against Booker T. I thought the Booker T Muskogee game was a whale of a game. Just tons of athletes. Could have went either way because of course it went double overtime. But Norman North just destroyed Booker T on Saturday night. The game was really never in question. I mean, they jumped out to about a 25-point lead at the end of the first quarter and just kind of never looked back.
And it gives you an idea of just how difficult that regional was, because Muskogee and Booker T most years, they would have been a much higher seed than they were this year. Whoever wins that 6A state tournament, that's going to be a heck of a ball club, isn't it?
It is. It's going to be a really good ball club. I mean, there's a 6A from number 1 through 10 is probably the best it's ever been in the state of Oklahoma as far as quality of teams. Lots of teams that can beat lots of people.
Well, I say this, you and I have done this for a long time, and it's just not radio and coach. We're friends. We've been friends for a long time, and to you and your staff, we're there to support you, and I think that's important right now is for everybody to realize it's easy for Norman North to get support, but for schools, and Ponca's not the only one. Let me tell you, there was a lot of schools that struggled this season, but this is very important that we continue to build up and don't break ourselves down.
Right, and that's our whole focus. I mean, we'll put this. We've already put this season in the rearview mirror. I mean, it's over. We're trying to help our seniors get into colleges that they want to go to, and whether they're going to play basketball or whether they're not going to play basketball, or it's going to be some other sport or things like that. We're trying to get our seniors in the best academic possible situation that they can have to further their educational career, or if they decide to go into the job market or the military or whatever they decide to do. We want to be there to support them and things, and because they've given 3-4 years to us, and it's important that we are there for a support system for them, and our kids coming back. We're not going to harp on this year. We're going to move forward. We're going to start working on stuff for next year, trying to become better basketball players. And then when we get together next October, November, we start team practices, hopefully be a better team.
Coach, we look forward to it. March 22nd, we'll say goodbye to our seniors with our big high school basketball banquet. Thanks for your time this year, and we'll look forward to next basketball season. Coach's Corner wrapping up high school basketball. For Coach Hibler, I'm Phil Turney.